Hey up my ducks, Simon here, welcome back to the Hermit's Cave. So no surprises what today's walkthrough is going to be of, because I received this on Friday at the same time as receiving Yuletide Tarot. And it was an extra surprise, shall we say, that was put in to the box from the lovely Cheryl over at Oneness Emporium. Full information about that shop in the description below, and as I mentioned before, official stockist for most of the big publishers like Llewellyn, which this is, US Games, Rockpool, Hay House, Lo Scarabeo, you name it. So do check it out. You're guaranteed to get the authentic decks and no counterfeits or anything that you might get with some other big online companies. So without further ado, this is a real treat. The book's by Barbara Moore and the illustrations is Jonathan Hunt. And just looking at the front cover alone really appealed to me. I love the kind of the artwork here. It's almost like a bit like, you know, kind of chalky drawings. It's just really gorgeous. Haven't opened it yet or dived in. I thought I would wait to do this unboxing and walkthrough with you. So on the back it says, when black cats prowl and pumpkins gleam, shuffle the cards on Halloween. Welcome goblins and ghouls to a tarot deck of frights and fun, disguises and delights, divination and daring adventure. Featuring the irresistible influences of Jonathan Hunt and the expertise of best-selling author Barbara Moore, this Rider-Waite based deck is easy to use and includes a full-colour guidebook for exploring the cards. Trick or Treat Tarot provides exactly what you need to confront fear, peer into the future, and create a unique identity that suits you every day, not just on the spookiest nights. And that's quite interesting, isn't it? Because when we get themed type decks, we do tend to think, right, well, I'll use this during December or I'll use this during October. And yeah, that's fine. I have had some comments from people saying, actually, you know, I read mine all through the year, and I think that's wonderful, you know, because for some of us, Halloween is or the darker time of the year lasts all year round, and why not? So whilst we do have these themed decks, it doesn't mean that we can only get them out at certain parts of the year. We can use them whenever we feel drawn to them. I have to say, I love Llewellyn's packaging, and at the risk of being repetitive, you know, it's just a real treat because they are in these beautiful magnetic closure tops. They used to have these really big... Oh my gosh, I am mortified. I've basically done the walkthrough and everything, and the camera cut off. I don't know why. I went to, after I did my Namaste and Blessed Be, I went to press it off and it wasn't even recording, and it's literally recorded the first few minutes. So a 40-minute review has now got to be done again, but that's okay. That's okay. It's life. Worst things happen. All right, so going back to the bit where I got up to, I think I was just talking about the box, and now you can see the cards are already, I've taken the shrink wrap off because I've just done a walkthrough. But I was talking about, you know, Llewellyn can't be faulted really on their production value. Beautiful, uniformed all the way through. This is the image from the back of the card, but with the back of the cards have like orange, it's purple and orange rather than two-tone purple here. But all the way through, even like underneath the cards, there's always like a little quote or an image. And here we have one of the cards, which is Elvira. So all those Elvira fans out there will be happy to see that she's in the deck. And I didn't realise, because this deck has passed me by, in as much as I knew it was out there, Trick or Treat, but I think I must have mixed it up with something like Jack-o'-lantern tarot or something like that. And had I seen the artwork or a walkthrough, then it would have been one that I would have got, because I do like my kind of spooky season decks. But for some reason I didn't, until I got an additional card sent to me from Cheryl at Oneness Emporium, and I was like, oh, I like this image, and it was from this. I haven't seen a single walkthrough, so the cards are a complete surprise today, because I haven't you know, seen any before. So you're not going to get now an initial reaction, because I've just done the walkthrough. But I'm still going to, oh, it's so frustrating, isn't it? Anyway, let it go. So, Trick or Treater's Companion is the name of the book by Barbara Moore. On the back, it says, create your unique identity on Halloween and beyond. Get ready for a fantastic adventure through 78 spooky and spectacular cards. This guidebook encourages you to try on a variety of personas as you delve into card meanings, explore spreads, and uncover answers to your greatest questions. Tarot readings can feel like gazing into a mirror that reflects your beliefs, fears, and desires. Absolutely agree with that. As you show off different identities in that mirror, you'll learn how to incorporate your favorites into a new version of yourself. Now, I do kind of I don't really know how I feel about that, because personally, when I come before the tarot, if I want some, you know, some guidance, I bring my authentic self. I don't have an identity, or only my own identity, but it talks about bringing different identities and encourages you to try on a variety of personas. That's not how I would personally use the tarot. You know, if I want that introspection, if I want to go in deep, then I need to be who I am. So I'm not quite sure the meaning really behind that. But anyway, I will use the tarot like I use the tarot, as I'm sure you guys will. So I've got these beautiful images, even on the inside of the book. Look, it's on beautiful lilac. This is the backs of the cards, which is similar to the box. And then we've got these gorgeous images. And that's the great thing about Llewellyn books. You know, you get these really big, luscious pages full of the card image. So if you see, you know, kind of like the size difference, it's lovely to have a book where you can really explore perhaps some of the details as well. So it's the Trick or Treater's Companion, Barbara Moore, artwork by Jonathan Hunt. Love this scene. I don't know if I'm repeating myself now, or whether whether it was in the beginning bit, but I was saying, but I might have said it on when I was showing the box, because it's the same design. But if anybody's seen the film Ghost Story, I love that film. It's quite a slow-paced film, which I don't mind, but it's from the perspective of the deceased partner, and he appears for our benefit, because he's just a spirit, in this sort of comical sheet with cut-out eyes. But it's about grief and loss and readjustments for the people living, but also it shares the ghost, if you like, the spirit's perspective of time as well. And it's a fascinating watch, and I love it. I really love it. It's one of my favourite films. But every time I see a ghost now with a sheet with the eyes cut out, It reminds me of Ghost Story, the film. So we've got the basics, an introduction, then tarot basics, major arcana, minor arcana, wands, cups, swords, and pentacles. So we're not changing anything here. I don't always like it when that happens, just to fit a theme. So it's nice that even though this is a themed deck, we've got wands, cups, swords, pentacles. And then we've got our introduction. Here we've got our magician card. The introduction is about this deck. And then we go into quite a bit of information here. The basics, so learning how to use your tarot cards, which is great. You know, I do think this will be a deck that will probably be a lot of people's first decks. With it being a seasonal deck like Halloween, I can imagine somebody around this time of the year going into a bookshop, seeing it and thinking, oh, trick or treat, you know, this is going to be fun, and picking it up. So I like that we've got the basics in here. What is a tarot deck? Where do card meanings come from? It's got all the basic stuff. What questions can you ask the tarot? How to do a reading. So great for a first time beginner. And then we go into the major arcana. There's not a lot of information about the scene as such, but it links it to the basics of the tarot, really. So here for the Fool, on Halloween the world becomes a new place and we in our costumes become new in it. Our young ghost steps out into the night with their cat companion to see what adventures await. Being a new person in a new world can be scary. It's also exciting and a lot of fun. So it brings in that essence, that energy of the Fool card. You know, we've got the companion, we've got that stepping out into the night as a new kind of persona, going on an adventure. What will the night bring, you know? That sense of mystery and excitement. And so I get where they're going with that. You'll see when we go through the cards, there are references to like Wizard of Oz. It's amazing art in this deck, I have to say. Like here, the Wizard of Oz. And there's one about, as I showed you at the bottom of the box, there's one about Elvira, but it doesn't necessarily link. So here, there's no mention of Wizard of Oz. Just talks about costumes, really. And I get it, because, you know, it's people dress up as all sorts, particularly in America. You might get somebody dressing up as, I don't know, Yoda or Captain Jack or something like that. Whereas over here in the UK, it's always ghouls and witches or demons or things like that. So Halloween here, our costumes tend to be around spooky things, whereas I know that's not necessarily the case in places like the US. So even though you'll see images from popular culture, I love how they've done the little flying monkeys there. You know, don't expect to write up about that. I mean, there's the Joker look. But that's the card that I first got that was sent to me. They're dressed up as Romeo and Juliet. That was sent to me, and I was like, oh, I like that image. I like the artwork. It kind of reminds me of a Ladybird children's kind of illustration, especially those ones that we had in the 70s, which were the best. So yeah, nice guidebook. It's 205 pages in total. Beautiful quality. But again, that's what we expect when we buy Llewellyn. I think, yeah, of course it wouldn't have been in because I hadn't taken the cellophane off when the camera went off. Like yesterday's deck, it's the same thickness, same size, just a little bit short of a US Games NPC style deck. Again, like yesterday's, the Yuletide Tarot, it's borderless, and we just get this banner at the bottom all the way through in this kind of blood red with the, there's Elvira, with the, you know, the titles of the cards there. So it doesn't take away from the images at all. This feels lovely. I think I'll edge this. I was going to say in orange, but it might be fun to edge it in purple. We'll see. We shall see. Okay, so I'm going to bring the camera back down, and let's take a look at these images together. Okay, so we're starting off with our fall. And I did read a little bit from the book about the fall, but that's setting out. Doesn't look very old to be going out on his own trick-or-treating as well. There's lots of emphasis made here in the UK about going out in groups or going with your parents if you're a certain age, because of the obvious risks of being out in the dark on your own. He's got his little pumpkin bowl to collect his sweets. There's a it's like a upside down smile. Our magician here. I love the shadow that's being cast on the wall. Got his playing cards that are flying up through the air. And he's got his tools here. Fire, water, air. Oh yeah, we've got a coin, a pentacle there. Our high priestess. She's got some cards she's going to be reading. We've got the pomegranate here, crystal ball. Again, we've got the drapes. We've got this the moon and the stars, and then we've got the actual kind of universe behind. And you'll probably recognise a lot of the characters, but I think the reason why there's no reference to them is because it's not them, it's people dress up as them, don't they, for Halloween. Got somebody dressed as a kangaroo. It's fun. It's a fun deck. Our Emperor. Headless. The Hierophant. And we have our Lover's card. Look at that bat. Just quite beautiful, dancing in front of the moon, the full moon. Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? That's a Dr. Seuss. Is it Cat in the Hat or something like that? I do kind of wish there was a reference though in the book, because not everybody's, depending where you are in the world as well, not everybody's going to get all the references, are they? So for instance, I don't know C and J, that's what that refers to. But it says, why is this card called the Chariot when there is no vehicle? That's its name, even though it isn't about the, you can guess. Forward, well, yeah, it doesn't, this cat guardian, it says, is exhausted by the effort of managing the little engines that could and did. What? This cat guardian exhausted by the effort of managing the little engines that could and did. When this card comes up, it's a good, yeah, so it doesn't, I wish it would just give you a little bit more about the image. That's a shame. As to what reference in popular culture it's taken from. Oh wow, well this is Beauty and the Beast, clearly. I've never seen the Beast look like that. That's quite incredible. But we've got the rose with the shattered glass around it, which kind of gives it away. Wow, look at this. The Hermit. Wheel of Fortune. Is that to do with the Matrix? Red pill. I mean, they're like rap sweets, and I know it was red pills, blue pills, but it has a Matrix vibe. But Justice, we have the Statue of Liberty here. I take it that's Uncle Sam. The Hangman. I love the colours in this. Wow. And this one, look at this, the Death card. Wow, that's a fantastic image. Temperance. It's a shame, really. I mean, I can work out that that's going to say readings, but it's a shame that the banner cuts through the word. It won't do, of course, in the book. We're going to get, let's see. Yeah, they get a little bit less of the image. We see the full S there, where we don't here. The Devil. Love the inverted pentagram here. There's a pendant around the neck. And this web behind. This reminds me of like Indira's web with the jewels. Tower. Got this ballerina here. The moon. Very yin and yang, as in, you know, there's a little bit of black within the white, a little bit of white within the black. Sun card. Judgment. These limbs sticking up through the ground. And then the world. I really like how the Fool card is connected to the World card. Notice it's empty and it's a sad face. I mentioned that at the beginning. But it's the same boy look, same clothing, the blue stripes, setting off and then returning with a happy pumpkin full of treats. Yeah, I love that journey, that completed journey back home. So okay, and then we're into our minors. So we've got our wands. This looks like a magician's wand here. Got the energy here of fire as well on the bracelet. Two of wands, some brains on the top of each one. Three. Wow, look at that, this little toddler. 5. Whack-a-mummy. Oh, the little dog. 8 of wands is bats in the sky. Got a Star Wars image here for the 9 with the lightsaber. 10. And as I mentioned when I did it before, we've got the, again, the minors haven't changed in terms of their theme, and the courts are Page Knight, Queen and King, which I prefer, and I wish, you know, I get why they would change them like in the Yuletide to fit a Christmas theme, but you know, they haven't done this to fit a Halloween theme, so I don't think it's necessary, personally. And we have our cup suit. Romeo and Juliet forever. Oh. This is from Hocus Pocus. See Winnie there. Four. Can't get to his wares. The Joker. Pick your poison. 7. Choices. 8. The mermaid here. And the Wizard of Oz scene. These are poppies, because there is a scene in the film with the poppy field, of course, where they fall asleep on the poppies. And the flying monkeys, as I mentioned, suspended from the tree branches. It's pretty cool. Knight of Cups. Oh, that's weird. Look at the little flying baby. So it's like one of the gremlins. And then we have our Ace of Cups. Wow. Look at that. Oh, a little crayon. The images are fascinating. For me, not all of them are kind of instantly recognizable. I like this 6 of Swords. We're about to go into 6 of Swords week in the Hermit's Cave. But it's like those, almost like the, I forget what they're called. We had one in Alton Towers, which was a big theme park here. It's called Around the World in 80 Days. But you get in a boat, it's part of a ride, and it's almost like the boat version of the ghost train, isn't it? You know, going through different areas of the ride. 7 of Swords. The Mummy and the 8 of Swords. This is a pretty terrifying image for the 9 of Swords. Cleverly done. As he come out from under the bed. 10 of Swords. A little kind of poppet. The Page. Wow, look at the King of Swords. And then our final suit is Pentacles. See, it would have been so easy for them to call it the Ace of Pumpkins or something like that, but I'm glad they haven't. Wow, look at that. Do we knock on this door? Love it. Can you imagine having a house like this? Cruella and her Dalmatians. There's the Mistress of the Dark herself. Monsters. Yeah, I wonder if that's the Donnie Darko rabbit. Can't make out what it says. They'll have to look in the book. Just enjoying some time on the porch. What a fun deck. Really, really fun deck. Trick or Treat Tarot. Really like it. Going to use it during the month of October, the full month of October. Yeah, see how I get on with it. The only other decks I've got really is like the Dead Weight for Halloween, which is also fun, and enjoyed working with that. But yeah, really enjoyed taking a look at this. Like I said, it's been out a while, so if you've had this deck a while yourselves, let me know how you get on with it. Do you use it all year round, or do you just use it for the spooky season through Halloween and Samhain? Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching, everybody. Until next time, go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.